Class, I'm going to start the novel.
The Scarlet Letter. Major characters are Mr. Prynne, mother, Roger Chillingworth, Doctor, Arthur Dimmesdale, priest, Pearl, daughter, unnamed narrator, the narrator himself, Mistress Higgins, Governor Billingham. Like in the novel, The Scarlet Letter, by what is the name of the author? The name of the author is name of the Nathaniel Hawthorne, right? Nathaniel Hawthorne. He wrote about his novel is based on Puritan America, okay, and he talks about the Puritan American society. In the novel, it is very necessary. It is necessary to know about the author. Without knowing about him, it is no use telling about the characters in the novel. Okay, so this unnamed narrator, Nathaniel Hawthorne, he was associated with Salem Customs House. It is a tax department, tax collection, like sale tax, income tax in our country. He was associated with a government department that used to collect taxes. And at the same time, whenever the ships from different countries used to come to that particular town where he was actually posted, he used to check those boats, the things they imported and exported. And there also was the office. And name of one of the offices is Salem Custom House. And it is in Salem Custom House he came across a manuscript. And this manuscript was, along with this, he found a piece of red cloth shaped like letter A. A piece of red cloth shaped like letter A. A stands for adulthood. You understand? From there begins his novel. Based on these, manuscripts and the letter A, he wrote the novel The Scarlet Letter. In The Scarlet Letter, you get as many as 7 characters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Among these characters, the most important characters are: number 1, Mr. Nathaniel Hawthorne based his novel on the main character, Hester Prynne. Hester Prynne is a mother. She is presented as mother and mother of her daughter, Pearl. But is she a single mother? No. She is not a single mother. What kind of mother is she? She is a mother and she was blamed for giving birth to a child outside marriage. And it was her friend. Who was her friend? It was her boyfriend. You can call him boyfriend or something like that, because he enjoyed good relationship with a priest. And the name of the priest is Mr. Arthur Dimmesdale. You see, Arthur Dimmesdale, priest. Priest is also a minister in the Puritan government of America in 17th century America. 17th century American government. Okay, he was a not only a priest, he was also a minister. And naturally, as he was a minister, so he enjoyed the privilege. He enjoyed certain powers. He enjoyed name and fame. He was held in high esteem. The society respected him, and besides, he was a good-looking young man. He fell in love with Hester Prynne, and their relationship, as a result of their intimacy, as a result of their illicit relationship, a child Paul was born. This man, Arthur Dimmesdale, kept it hidden. His relationship with Hester Prynne was kept hidden in the eye of the society, because the woman she dated, the woman she had an affair with, was an ordinary woman. As she was an ordinary woman, naturally disclosing her identity and to the society would have put Mr. Dimmesdale, Arthur Dimmesdale, into big trouble. He would have lost his reputation, name and fame. This is the reason he felt very sad. And this sadness which he suffered brought about his death. In the long run, what we see in the play is that it was the only reason why he failed. He suffered mental agony. He couldn't free himself from mental agony. He suffered a lot. As I'm telling you, even if you have been tortured, if you are given physical punishment is less harmful than the mental ones that we suffer. Sometimes mental illness makes a man commit suicide, because when you have committed a sin and when you feel sad, out of sadness, out of ill feeling, out of feeling sad the whole day, you stop working. You are no more the person you used to be. As a result, you have turned into a person different from the society. You have lost your normal existence, normal life. If you have lost your normal life as a person, you understand the consequence. It means that is the beginning of your madness. Mental illness, that's how turn a person into a mental patient. And that mental patient turns into a madman. A man without sense. A man who has lost his sense. And he was almost like that. Mr. Arthur Dimmesdale turned into a mental patient. Why? The reason why he cannot disclose, the reason why he kept the truth. What is the truth? His relationship, his illicit relationship with Hester Prynne. He did. Due to hiding this secret from the society, he feels tormented. He is shattered in body and mind. As he was shattered in body and mind, naturally he felt like a fish out of water. It seemed to him as if he needed some peace of mind. He was struggling. Actually, those who committed mistakes, okay, they can live. If you have committed a severe sin, a sin that you cannot share with others, if that sin committed by you makes your life hell, it means you are a person who now starts living you are a citizen of hell, because you yourself are responsible for your plight. You are the reason why you have started living in the hell.
Due to the guilty conscience.
Yes, due to guilt feeling. Right? That fellow who committed the sin was not free from
His guilty conscience.
As a result, what happened? As he was not free from his guilty feeling, or he guilt, mental illness. You can call it mental illness,
He was in
or
a troublesome situation or a devilment.
he did not know how to get himself out of that trouble. And the trouble is severe mental agony. The mental agony that he was in was beyond imagination. As a result, life to him is like that of a dead man. Maybe he is alive in the eye of the society, but he has already broken down. He is already broken from inside. Maybe he looks like he is a living man, but in reality he is not alive. That's how he was living the last part of his life. The remaining years of his life was spent living like a mental patient. Because he was kind-hearted person, he was good at heart, and he was a nice person. But his fault was he committed a sin. And the sin was his illicit relationship with Arthur Prince, who gave birth to a beautiful girl child, and her name was Pearl. She was as beautiful as a pearl. As he started missing both Pearl and Hester, his wife, understood naturally. He knew how much he missed them. He knew what harm he had done. He knew what kind of life he was living. This is the reason you can call him the unhappiest man on earth. And this novel has another very important point. And the character is Roger Chillingworth. Though chilling is also a very good word, chilling, something that chills you. Chilling and oath, somebody who has bearing some oath. Understood? Chilling, this Roger Chillingworth is a man who is also a doctor, scholar, and he is popular with the people. Because of his position in the society as a doctor, as he is a physician, people love him. People respect him. And the finest thing about him is he is an aged person. Though he is an aged man, that fellow somehow or other succeeded in making Hester Prynne his wife. As he got Hester Prynne as his wife, as she was a very beautiful woman, naturally, as a husband, he was not fit to enjoy conjugal relationship as he was an aged person. But as you know, Arthur Dimmesdale, as Arthur Dimmesdale was in a as Arthur Dimmesdale was a very uh, good person, yeah, as a good doctor. But Arthur Dimmesdale only fault was he had illicit relationship with his wife Hester Prynne. Another fault of Arthur Dimmesdale was he made Arthur Prynne the mother of his child. These two things made the life of Mr. Roger Chillingworth hell. Every time he like he the every time he has in his mind, or whenever he got time, he only thought of how to teach Mr. Arthur Dimmesdale a lesson. Why? As Hester Prynne was his wife. He blamed Arthur Dimmesdale for the reason why he was unhappy. And to punish him, he entered the life of Mr. Arthur Dimmesdale. He had access to his privacy or privacy. He understood the reasons why, the areas of his fear, the areas of his illness, the reason why he feels lost and lonely. And now he takes advantage of his illness and prescribing medicine that was not doing him good. Rather, it worsened his condition as a patient. He tried to increase his mental agony, mental pain, unhappiness, suffering through his aid as a doctor.
So basically, being a doctor, he was becoming the significance of a leech who entered into the life of Dimmesdale and making it worse, although he is in a very much worsened condition or situation, just to make it worse. So Chillingworth, he's like a chilling through the spine of Dimmesdale and making the life hell as a counter.
Yes, and at the same time, his only aim in life was to take revenge. His only aim, his only purpose in life was to take revenge against Arthur Dimmesdale for what he had done. He wanted to punish him. But see what kind of man he is. He is very dangerous. Though he is a doctor, instead of giving him physical pain, he started giving him mental pain. He thought of hurting his mind and conscience. So, instead of solving his problem, the patient's problems, he worsened the condition. He made the condition of his patient worse. Instead of lessening his mental agony, he increased it by doing what was necessary. As a result, when that man, Mr. Arthur Dimmesdale, understood that he was going to die, before his death, It was impossible in Puritan America for a minister like him to speak the truth. But you know, as a human being, if you keep something hidden, if you have made a mistake, if you have sinned, if you have committed a sin, and if you think that sin to be very dangerous sin, a very bad one, which you cannot share with others, that sin, your conscience will eat you up, will not let you have sound sleep at night. You will pass sleepless nights. And like that, Mr. Arthur Dimmesdale had so many sleepless nights. And when you do not sleep well at night, when you don't have sound sleep, you are sure of the fact that you are going to die. And that fellow knew very well that he was going to die. But if before his death, the only thing he had decided to do was he wanted to free himself from the agony, from the pain, from the mental agony that he was experiencing every day. And to free himself from that mental agony, what could free him from his mental agony was the confession of his guilt before the society. He came out and went in front of all and confessed the guilt. He spoke the truth. The moment he spoke the truth, as soon as the truth was spoken, he began to feel free, as happy as he never felt before. It seemed to him as if he got freedom. He tasted a new freedom, a new life, the joy of living a new life. It was a lease of new existence. And that was the reason he, before his death, he was the happiest man of all. Maybe some did not like his confession. Maybe he became a talk of the town. Maybe people criticized him at his back. Maybe he was scolded, but he was mentally, and his mental peace and happiness that he enjoyed, maybe that mental peace and happiness was temporary, but he felt as if he was free from the worst condition of his life. It seemed to him as if he was set free. It seemed as if he was freed from a prison. This is why this novel teaches us that sometimes if you have committed mistake, if you are not feeling well, if you think the sin you have committed has made your life hell, it will be good if you confess your guilt. You need to, and it is very easy for the Christian people, there is a confession box in every church. You need to stand in front of it and there will be a priest who will tell you, yes, confess. And in front of the confession box, you just speak your mind. Speak the truth. That's how you can free yourself from your mental pain, agony, sadness, unhappiness. This is how Christians are having, or they are enjoying a very good life. But that fellow did not do it for fear of losing his prestige. As he was a priest, thousands of people come to him for advice, and now what will they think of him? This is the reason he had kept this sin hidden from the system. And what was the hint? What was the sin? The sin was his illicit relationship with an ordinary woman, Hester. What is this? If you have brought a child in this world, you should be thanked for that. But maybe America was, it was Puritan America, 17th century Puritan America. Okay, but it was really, really, really good America according to me. Why I'm telling you? There was a governor, and the governor was a person from Massachusetts Bay Colony. His name was, the name of this governor was Governor Bellingham. Bellingham was a very good politician. He was a governor. He was a, he was held in high esteem. He was strict. He loved the Puritan laws. He was a strict person. He loved laws. He did not like the violation of laws. He wanted the citizens of Puritan America to be the law-abiding citizen. And another beautiful thing I have to tell you about him is he's a very nice man. He enjoyed very good relationship with not only Arthur Dimmesdale, he also had a good relationship with Mr. Roger Chillingworth, because Roger Chilling was a scholar physician. But he was such a man, as a governor, he said, as you have given birth to this child, as actually he said to Hester Prynne, as nobody knows about the identity of the father of Pearl, naturally the society of that time criticized her, made her life hell. She became a talk of the town. Everybody not only criticized her in front of her, she was criticized everywhere. And in those days what happened? There was a scaffold. Scaffold is a wooden stage. It was generally made for the people who confess the guilt. If they have made a mistake, they have to confess it. In front of
pillory.
Yeah, it is a wooden stage made for the people to confess their guilt in front of the society. And the society would have asked so many questions which we have to answer. And she bravely faced them. She confessed the guilt. Yes, I gave birth. Why don't you disclose the name of the man who gave birth, who fathered this child? And she said, no, I cannot tell you the name of his father. Then everybody became very angry, and she became an object of ridicule. She became a laughing stock. Society did not let her live like a normal human being. She has a body. She has a beautiful body. Her eyes were beautiful, nose was beautiful, and as she was beautiful, that's why a minister like Arthur Dimmesdale fell in love with her. It was no doubt that she was beautiful, and it was because of her beauty, Arthur Dimmesdale had a illicit relationship with her. Right or not? Am I right? It is due to his relationship with Hester Prynne. Hester Prynne became big with young. Hester Prynne became the mother of pregnant, and she gave birth to Pearl. And now what I want to tell you, this beautiful body is invisible to the eyes of the people. Do you know why? What is visible to the eyes of the people after you have made this mistake? Those who have brought her to the scaffold. The people only see your what? Crime, sin. You are not visible as a person. Only your sin is visible. And this is why a Scarlet Letter A was made. And they made you wear this in front of all the people on your frock. And she went everywhere with Scarlet letter A everywhere. Scarlet means red color, deep red colored letter. So that people know that you are someone who is an adulteress. And he was punished for her adultery. And she used to go all over the city with a stigma. But she was not afraid of the society at all. Why? She had a daughter to raise. And she was as beautiful as an angel. And it was her duty to raise or gift her a beautiful future. And this was the reason she worked day and night. And how did she earn her livelihood? She raised her child by sewing. She raised her child by sewing. Sewing was her only profession. And she tried to give her a decent future. But unfortunate fact is, as she has become a talk of the town due to her popularity as a adulteress, naturally, people, if there had been another woman in her place, that woman would have felt as if she didn't exist. People would have made her life hell. But she was such a woman who was not afraid of anything. Because her reason to live in this world was her daughter. And her daughter was Pearl. Pearl was the reason she was living her life. And now what happened if out of the blue a man called governor comes and says, I am the custodian of the law, I am custodian of the society, and I want you to leave your daughter. Your daughter cannot grow up well, as you are being criticized, as you are an object of ridicule, as you are a laughing stock. So you let your daughter live separately. But she was not ready. She defended for her rights as a mother to look after her child. And she said, nobody can love her child more than her. And this was why she had her right as a mother to raise her own child her way. And with support of Arthur Dimmesdale, she succeeded in getting or keeping her daughter Pearl safe. It was only when Arthur Dimmesdale told, whom Arthur Dimmesdale told? Governor, Mr. Bellingham, listen to me. She as a mother has the right. You balance her right. You support her. Because nobody other than a mother can give her the best care. And she is loving, caring, and a good mother. So, it will be not ethical. It will be injustice done to her. Please think. The moment Mr. Governor Bellingham heard this, when Bellingham heard Arthur saying this, Arthur Dimmesdale say this, he understood, oh my God, Minister of the Government is in favor. Minister of the Government says that, yes, she should be given the right to raise her child. Then Governor had to change his decision. The Governor said, okay, she can live with her mother. That's how she succeeded in freeing her daughter. She got the custody of her daughter and she gifted her a very safe and secure life. But you know what? All the four characters were fighting were like He was fighting, Mr. Arthur Dimmesdale was fighting his mental agony, and he was fighting for justice. Who? Mr. Roger Chillingworth was fighting for justice, but he was taking it out on Mr. Arthur Dimmesdale without letting him know. He entered his life as a physician and people supported. As Mr. Arthur Dimmesdale is sick, yes, he should work as a doctor, but he kept everybody in the dark about his real intention. He entered the family of Mr. Arthur Dimmesdale just to worsen his condition as a mental patient. He actually wanted to increase his illness, deteriorate the condition of Mr. Arthur Dimmesdale. So, as soon as Arthur Dimmesdale confessed his guilt, Mr. Roger Chillingworth lost the purpose of his life. What was the purpose? You know, we live in this world with a purpose. If you are living in this world, you cannot live without a purpose. If a mother lives in this world, she has a purpose. Her purpose is to raise her child. So she goes the way of others. There are many working mothers who go to the office, they come from office, do the household chores, and do what is necessary for the good of the family members. She does the cooking, she makes dishes, she presses their dresses, school uniforms, and she contributed to the all-round development of her family. And mother doesn't want her salary for whatever she does because it is a labor of love. Her work is for her nearest and dearest one, and it is her labor of love. Like in this play, in this novel, what we say, you know, Hester Prynne is a mother. And she was such a mother who was even ready to fight the society, but not. She did not make his protest public. Maybe the society ridiculed her, made fun of her, criticized her, you know, what not. They tried everything to belittle her, to make her feel as if she doesn't exist in the society. Only thing visible to the eyes of the people of the society was letter A, Scarlet Letter A. It means the entire body disappeared. Why? When you commit a crime, you become invisible. Why? They give the crime you committed that importance, you know, to the people in the society. They are not interested in your physical look, in the good work you did for the society. They are interested in the bad thing you did. They will pick holes in your coat. They will go the whole way of all earth to see to it that you break, not only physically, you also experience mental breakdown. But however hard the society tried, she was not physical, she was physically fit, mentally alert, she was not shattered in body and mind. And why did she keep herself safe? It was only because of the fact that she found her reason. And the reason for her to live in this world was her daughter. Her immense love for her daughter made her keep her eyes closed, ears closed. Understood? She, whatever, you know, discussion or whatever the society did, you know, she actually did not see them even with her eyes. She did not feel insulted. Why? Because she was not ready to feel insulted. When I have decided not to feel insulted, however hard you may try to make me feel insulted, I have decided that I will not feel insulted. I told myself, Tanmay, whatever the people may do, you just don't respond. You don't respond either to tones or whatever they do just to make you feel small. Never respond. कुछ तो लोग कहेंगे, लोगों का काम है कहना. Understood? People were always, for thousands of years, people have been doing. People are always looking for your mistake, and if they find a very small one, they make a mountain out of a mountain. Understood? This is the life of the people. So this woman saved her daughter, saved herself, and she fought her enemy with her compassion, with her love, with non-violence. Maybe you criticize me, maybe you make my life hell, maybe you make me feel insulted, but I don't mind. To me, my daughter is everything. I am ready to bear with insult. Any insult inflicted. I am ready. You criticize me, feel free to do whatever you want. But I will stick to my duty. I will stick to my life of a mother. With the ocean of kindness flowing. That is how Hester Prynne proved that she was the best mother in the world. Finally, she made the people accept her as a good person.
And who is this character?
And Gibbons is actually witch. Actually, there are many characters in novels, and she is like a witch. And actually, she is she criticizes. She supports the desires that are understood, and she stands for the evil that live in us, that we cannot defeat. The evils that stand for evil deeds. She is a witch, and she is aware of the mental condition of Arthur Dimmesdale. She is aware of Mr. Roger Chillingworth's intention. She is aware of everything. She lives in a forest. And whose dwellings can it be, do you know? The forests are the places, the dark places are the places where these evils or where these witches, actually, these are the dwelling places of the witches.
So, I have a question about this image. So, for example, if she belongs to a darkness or she is
our evil desires, actually.
Yes, she is our evil desires, what you say. But what is the definition of the Puritanic viewpoint or a Puritanic viewpoint about the darkness or evilness?
Darkness of the Puritan society. She stands for the darkness of the dark side of the Puritan society.
If she is a black woman or if she is an African woman, for example, can I consider?
And actually, she is a widow also.
Yes, she is a widow also. She lacks prosperity. She lacks the goodness. But
she lacks compassion.
As humility as well. But at the same time, can't we see her as the way to fulfill the desire and the aboriginal identity which has been not being compassionized, which is being isolated from the mainstream Puritanic society or the public association? So can't we represent Hibbins as the representation of all the odds in the even society of freedoms?
Yes.
Because, for example,
Yes, because see,
someone.
the basic difference between Hester and Higgins is she stands for evil, whereas Hester stands for compassion, forgiveness, love. But she is opposite. Higgins is opposite. Higgins represent
But
the
don't you
evil.
think that we need also Hibbins in our society?
Yes.
Just to make history?
Yes.
Because
Yes, she actually was aware of what was going on in the mind of Arthur Dimmesdale
Yes.
after the events. She was aware of what was going on in the mind of Roger Chillingworth. Do you know Roger Chilling? What was the reason of Roger Chillingworth's death? As soon as Arthur Dimmesdale died, he lost the purpose of his life. So he lived only a few days. After that, he also died. So the novel teaches us that don't try to kill revenge. Understood? With revenge. Revenge cannot give you peace. If you want to take revenge, use love.
For example, in chapter
Actually, if you
17 or 16, where Hester is being described as the ridicule of what you already said, the ridicule of society, ridicule to society. But at the same time, when it progresses or when it proceeds further, we can see in chapter 23 some people addressing her as a Mother Mary or Mother. It is not because that she is a very kind mother, a compassionate mother. It is because her motherly or affection towards the people who are in distress. So basically, but in case of Hibbins, we can see that Hibbins, she is like a she has a guest presence, and after that presence, she vanishes. And when she vanishes, the drawbacks which could have come in the life of Hester Prynne and make Hester Prynne's life miserable, she took it as the advantage to make her daughter life in a far more advantageous position. For example, she make her daughter married to some wealthy man from the England, and they also left the place, and after that she isolated herself, Hester Prynne. So all these responsibilities actually made her turn into being compassionate. So Hester Prynne had a purpose, but Higgins didn't. So can't we see it as that Hester Prynne could become Hester Prynne? It is not because that she is the woman who did the mistake, but she had the way to leave. She had the purpose to leave her daughter Pearl.
yeah.
Because if there was no Pearl, the Hester Prynne couldn't have made herself or prove herself as the mother or make herself prove or don't enter into the Hibbins category or don't enter into the category where she could have also characterized herself as a witch in front of the society.
Right, you are right. Another thing I want to tell you, just I would like to add, we have already discussed all the characters, but only man left is the narrator himself. Unnamed narrator. Actually, who do you think he is? He is the storyteller,
Yes.
he is the narrator, he is the teacher who educates the people about the 13th century Puritan society. But I'm sure that you might have enjoyed the novel. And do you think that I have done justice while describing all the characters? But I have a little request, if you don't mind. The request is, why don't you ask me questions like, why didn't you describe Pearl? Pearl she's a girl. She has a world of her own. I have said almost nothing.
Because Pearl is the only purpose. For example,
Pearl is the purpose. Another thing is, as a daughter, she always, feels like her inquisitiveness, her desire to know the unknown, and her life as a child made also made also made her feel isolated. along with her mother.
Yes.
When her mother had to stand, on a scaffold or wooden stage in front of the society, she was in the lap of her mother.
Yes.
So she saw the society from a very early age. And sometimes the children understand life much better than the elders.
Yes.
They understand the reality of life more clearly than the adults. And this is why, though she cannot find answers to the reason why she was isolated, why she is not growing up like other children in the society, she only found solace in the lap of her mother.
Yes, for example, in an infant, she she has a desire to live the life the way he or she wants, for example. But at the very moment when the society rushes you back and turn it down and make it worsen for you day by day, it is impossible to become included or feel included within the society, for example. But at the same time, her mother didn't make her feel that she is isolated. She
Yes.
is being isolated, and here is the plus point that Hester, although she faced all many unjustful behavior by the society, and but she didn't want all this flow or all this bitter invective to turn into or put into through her daughter's life as well, and that's why she decided to make her marry outside the New England, the Puritan society, so that she didn't face the similar fate like that of Hester Prynne. I feel that.
Yes, you are right, and I'm sure that we together have come to the end of this novel. I think if you have enjoyed this class, please don't give us another chance to give you another information, or we will begin our class. What will be the next topic of our next in our next class? What topic do you want for the public to know?
You can do with Chaucer.
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 Okay, we can in our next class we will have a very good discussion on
Canterbury Tales.
Canterbury Tales.
Yes.
With this, I come to the end of this class. If you think that you benefited from our class, give us at least one like. With this, I come to the end of this class. Bye. Was this a nice one?
Yes. Sometimes I feel seeing